a lot been happening in the last 6 months, which, plays a part in my decision-making of why I've come back. A lot to do with just the mental side of things, really, and happiness for the football side, lifestyle side. And, just like with COVID and everything like that, it just kind of multiplies things by 10, with the way you're feeling, especially when you're in a country playing overseas by yourself, without family, friends, no network, and then knowing that they can't come and see you and you don't know when that possibility is going to happen, starts to play on your mind a little bit. You start to get a bit down, when you're also just sitting about not doing much other than training. And then on the other side of things, I wasn't really enjoying the football side of things because I wasn't playing my position either. And I felt like after a while of just being there, I felt like I wasn't respected enough, because, I am a versatile player, but I feel like the versatility was kind of used against me in the fact of I'm willing to play winger every now and then, but I prefer to play striker. And if I don't get that chance as a striker, I'm going to start getting frustrated and get a bit angry and a bit over it, to be fair. And so I finally approached the team, and and things played out the way they have over the last 6 months. And to be fair, end result, I'm more than happy to be back.
So, Mitch, you talk about your mental state not being right off the field whilst in Saudi Arabia. Do you think it's recognised enough that if an athlete isn't right off the field, then it's borderline impossible for them to be right on the field?
To switch on for a game, or when it's just a different feeling when you're happy and you're relaxed and you're just going out there to do your job and you're playing your position and you're happy and you just feel just a whole part of everything. It just adds to your performances for sure. You play more relaxed. Your mind's just more focused on doing the job at hand and not kind of wondering about, it's so outside. I miss my family. I miss my friends. When am I going to see them next? I've just had a baby. I don't know when I'm going to see my new daughter. Like, all these things start to play up in your head and you start to drift away from just focusing on the football side of things, which should be the main priority. But because you're away from, that network for so long, and like I said, with COVID just multiplying everything and not knowing when you could have a visitor or when you could go and visit, and you feel that sense of kind of being trapped, I guess, makes everything that bit harder. And I just started to not also enjoy football because I wasn't playing my position as well. So I'm going into games with such a negative mindset. Like, I don't have my family with me. I'm playing winger again today. Like, I played 12 games. I played 2 times as a 10 and then 10 times as a winger. So, and 2 of my best performances for the team was as a number 10 because I was in that central role. So, and it was just frustrating because I felt like I wasn't respected enough as in my position because I had such a great season at Wanderers, scoring goals. I was buzzing, then I was buzzing to take that overseas. And then to try and be like, we've got 3 other foreign strikers. No, you can play winger. We'll make the sacrifice for me to go out wide instead of one of the other players, And I felt like that kind of just devalued me already. And I was like, I'm already, that kind of just hit me a little bit, being like, I don't have the respect I want because I want to play striker. And then I kind of had enough come after round 12. Because for me as well, I'm an old enough player to know what I can bring to a team, where I enjoy and where I can do the best. So after round 12, I also had no goals. And for me, I was like, you know what, if you're not going to give me a chance as a striker, which also our centre back was the top goal scorer at the time. So it's like, how are you not giving me a chance as a striker when, like, I had such a good season as that? You're still not giving me a chance there. So I was like, I had enough after round 12. I kind of just approached the club and said, look, I go, you guys aren't willing to give me a chance as a striker. We need to look at other possibilities and work out a situation. And then kind of after that conversation, I think they felt like I wasn't completely committed to the club, and then things kind of just escalated quite quickly, looking towards a move.
Well, it is all signed and sealed. You're back in Australia at the moment, but was it a bit of an anxious wait to see whether or not the deal to the Wanderers did go through?
They initially rejected the Wanderers first time, because I was like, I'm always in contact with the boys. I feel like as soon as I left the Wanderers, I knew I was going to miss it. And I knew the reason why I was obviously going overseas, and I was always in contact with the boys. And as soon as I'd spoken with Dylan quite a lot McGowan. And yeah, he just kind of said, he's like, mate, if you are able to work out any scenario in January, if you want to come back and things like that, mate, like, we'd love to have you back. I know Carl would also enjoy having you a part of the team and things like that. So I was like, once these little plants were, these seeds were planted, I was all for it, and just kind of, worked out my options. But again, it was a 3-week battle with my club over here and over there in Saudi. So I'm just glad it's worked out.
Well, you are coming back to a very different Western Sydney Wanderers under Carl Robinson. You've seen their games, no doubt, this season. Do you think you're rejoining a side that's capable of challenging for the title?
Yeah, 100%. With the players we've got in the stocks, speaking to the boys and knowing the mentality of the coach already, I'm coming back. I want to win something. I want to win a trophy. And whether or not, if that's the league or the grand final or both, I feel like they've definitely got the team to do it, and I want to be a part of that. I want to help the boys achieve that. I know there's been a bit of a curse winning the grand final championship, so that's a massive target for me, and I feel like there's definitely the team to do it, and the coach very much suits my mentality as well. He's got a great attitude, and I feel like he's kind of got the same beliefs as me. Like, I felt like last year there was a bit of question marks on some players' attitudes, I felt like Carl's kind of just eradicated that out of the team. And, if you're not on board, you're not going to play. And he's not afraid to give other players chances, which I love. You've got to earn your spot. I'm also coming back. I don't expect to just get a starting spot. I want to earn my spot. I want to show him what I can do in training. And then, when I get my chance, it's all about opportunity. And as soon as the coach gives me that chance on the pitch, I'm going to try and take it.
Well, you were captain of the club last season, Mitch. You scored 14 goals. You had a great season, which then ultimately led to you getting a lucrative move overseas. But it's widely known how well regarded you are amongst the fans. Their love for you on social media has been everywhere. How has that made you feel? Yeah,
to be fair, it kind of gives me the shivers, because it's such a good feeling. I felt like, I kind of left at a time where I would have loved to have stayed. It was just the whole situation with the financial aspect kind of got me interested to make the move. But I knew I was always going to come back at some point, and not this soon, of course. But for me, I knew the following I already had. I constantly, still, even when I was in Saudi, I still had a lot of supporters that would constantly keep in touch, messaging me. I'm quite active on socials, and I try and get back to as many people as possible. And to be honest, as soon as that was announced, my phone literally blew up, and the support was insane, and it made me feel so good, and it's that feeling you want in football, and it's hard to get that kind of loyalty and support in football, because people can turn on you real quick, and look, I don't come back and do a job, they can easily turn back on me, and that's got to be expected. But for me, I did have such a good season last year. I am a Western Sydney boy, and I was the captain last year. So, there's a lot involved with, I think, that support as well. Everyone thinks, I'm a homegrown, a player kind of thing, and I represent everything that they do. So for me to come back, I think, everyone's buzzing. And to be fair, I don't think anyone's more happy than me.
Well, we can see behind you that you're in a hotel room in quarantine in Melbourne at the moment, Mitch. How fit are you? And realistically, when are you targeting to be back in the first team?
I got myself into the top 3 fittest players in my team in Saudi. So I don't think I'll lose too much in this 2 weeks in quarantine. But then again, you need to make sure you do everything right, because in this little shoebox room, you got to make sure you don't get your body too stiff, especially if you want to come out firing and ready to get involved as quick as possible, because you don't want to just then get involved too early if you're a bit stiff and sore, and then you do an injury, and then you're no good to anyone.
Well, your social media channels have been pretty active since you've been in hotel quarantine, Mitch. What's this about you running a 5K run with no treadmill in that hotel room?
To be fair, I was actually looking at, because I put this Strava app on that kind of tracks your running, and it's about a 5 meter run. So I did plenty of turns, but I'd like to think it's 5Ks, but I don't think it was. In 20 minutes in this little shoebox room, I think the GPS was playing up a bit. So I'll probably take a 3.5K run, but mate, I don't know if the app lies, but I'll take it,